Welcome back to The Raising of a Shield Hero, Episode 2. This one covering episodes 5 through 8, which is book 2 of the series. Mostly put for this one, like in the case of the first 4 episodes, it's pretty faithful to the book, with some minor cutouts here, and some of the stuff is done via montage. First episode's debut of Flo. Yes, also forgot to mention that Raphaelia is actually, I checked up all the voice actors for the show. Hers is the only one I've actually heard in multiple series before. It's Erica Martinez. Yep, that's who voices her. She's known for voicing, I think she voiced Gon from Hunter x Hunter. And she voiced several, oh yeah, she's also the voice of Sailor Uranus. Yeah, Sailor Uranus. From the Sailor Moon franchise. Yep. And let's see if we can find him here. Let's see. Now, in the case of... Now, the former is voiced by Billy Comets, who... I should point out that this guy sounds very similar to Johnny on Bosch. I know Johnny on Bosch's voice, and it's very similar. Erica Mendez, who is basically now doing Funimation, also Bing Zoom and Studiopolis. These are the shows I have heard her in, of course. She was in Sailor Moon Crystal. She played Deanne, the giant character from Seven Deadly Sins. Gon from Hunter x Hunter. And these shows I've seen her in. She was young Polnareff in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Star Crusaders. She was Puck in ReZero. She's Denaki in Boruto. She's Melissa Shield from the My Hero Academia movie, and of course she appeared in an episode for the show. And that's it. Basically, a handful of characters. Yes, I should point out she's also in the series The Promised Neverland. Yep. Flo is voiced by Brittany Knickerbocker. And now, the thing is, the Soviet introduced here, she's like the only new character introduced here. As far as I can tell, yeah, that's the only... They do introduce one other character, but she only plays part for like one episode. And by the way, the Spear Hero does appear here for like one episode. It appears in a flashback, another one, and that's pretty much it. Some of these episodes are actually sort of loosely connected together. First episode is basically like right after the events of the first of episode 4. He's like, okay, it's like he finds the slave market guy again after Faces putting the slave mark back on Raphaelia, and he just gets an egg, which he wins in a lottery, which they use off screen. Which, in case you're wondering, did they actually depict the lottery in the light novel? No, they don't. They don't depict it at all. So that part of the thing is true. So they have the egg. They have the egg for a little while, and then in the middle of the night, basically, the Shield Hero's woken up, and it hatches and forms a bird. Even though that if they had gotten lucky, they would have got a dragon, but they got a bird instead. And they sort of raise it. We get sort of montage of basically the thing hanging on the Shield Hero's head. Eventually gets to the point where it's too big for his head, and then apparently it develops the ability to transform into a little girl. An adorable little girl. Yep, and they get sort of a mark on her. Now, the thing is, they do this via montage. Like, okay, they have this thing where she wakes up, basically, where she turns back into a bird while she's in bed. Yeah, in case you're wondering, this also happened in light novel as well, but there's a little more detail here. But mostly it's just done via montage. And of course, they do cut out the scene where the Shield Hero goes back to the slave market dealer and he yells at him for the curse market not working, and it's a brief little scene. I'm surprised they cut it out. I'm not surprised they cut it out because, yeah, this scene felt very unnecessary in the book, so I'm not surprised they cut it. So, after that, they just basically keep it along, and, well, and of course, they become sort of a transport service. Yep, transport, and basically the ship becomes a trader. Going to various towns. They do basically, that's a lot. There's not much action in these episodes, unlike the first 4. There's actually a good amount of action. This one, there's like one episode of action. That's episode 8. But mostly put, it's pretty much very light on the action. It's traveling around, dealing with a problem. Now they try to make some clothes for Flo they use in episode 6. But they have to get Magic Crystal, okay. but they need magical thread, and it goes to the witch they met in the previous arc, and she does the magic crystal, but the thing is broken, so they go hunt for one, and they spend some time doing this. Eventually, I just happen to come across a mine that just basically happens to have this, and they bring along the witch, and they go into the actual mine, and a new Wiscardian. Yes. A creature looks like a lion with a snake tail. Yeah, this creature also popped up in the series Barto, though it's under control of Sumeri. Yep. And they fight it for a pretty good period of time. And thanks to, well, all the characters working together, eventually, of course, the thing is actually defeated. Well, first, before they get to it, they have to deal with these bats who basically put them under a spell, which the Shield Heroes able to deal with them pretty easily. Take some of their essence, basically from a bat, you're like, I wonder if this will become useful. And it does, within just 10 minutes. They find the creature, and the feat of using sound basically bursts the ears, and of course, Reptilian Flo decides to, well, they beat it. And they get the crystal. And of course, Flo had to be the one, because it's her mana they use, because of course they mentioned the whole thing about mana and spells. They bring this up, and thanks to one of the traders they actually were transporting, yeah, they got a lot of info, a lot of information about the world, which I gotta lace hands to the anime for keeping this portion in, because that's what you can take away from book 2 and what the anime presented. And there was also a group of bandits that came across, which he's able to do pretty easily, and in exchange for letting them live, he pretty much has them bought off by giving them all their possessions, everything they stole, which he keeps. He probably sells them off pretty easily. And of course, Flo, because of course she transforms, the clothes she wears tears. So to make clothes, so she mixes some clothes so they won't tear when she transforms. That has a blue ribbon around her neck. Yep. And they actually, in the mine they go to when they get the diamond, there's actually some empty chests. That comes to play in the very next episode. Actually, within the last episode of this arc, where they come across a town that's overcome by vines. Now I'm thinking of what? Is Poison Ivy in town? This is normally her motif. Nope, it's just a seed that was left by the spear hero. Stupid idiot he is. Because he has to believe mine. Oh yeah, I keep calling Misty, but her name is Mine. Yeah, because he's an idiot. So she easily manipulates him to leave the thing there. So, thing causes a big problem. It causes people to get sick, and eventually find a way to get rid of the plant by destroying it. And of course, takes one of the seeds, makes a special shield with it. And then they leave and they go to another town where there's a sickness there. He cures everybody there. And basically, the cause of the problem is a dragon. Yeah, something you mentioned in the previous episode that was killed, and this happened in this arc, by the way, that the sword hero killed this dragon, and like an idiot, because they think it's a video game, he doesn't dispose of the corpse, and to cause a whole bunch of problems with one town, cause Avengers get sick, and the whole town to get sick. So basically, in exchange for healing people, he got 50 silver coins. And in exchange, now he says, okay, I'll deal with this. I'll do the source. But I want you to pay me 500 silver coins. I think it's outrageous, but they do in fact take care of it. So they go on top of the mountain. They get there no problem at all, and they come across a dragon corpse, which comes to life. Yep, it comes to life, and pretty much attacks them. And then when Flo, who doesn't like dragons, gets sort of swallowed, but luckily enough they were eating some of the berries they got from the previous episode, and it looked like blood, but it later revealed, nope, it's not blood, it's actually throwing up, and eventually flows out of the thing's stomach, and Reptilia basically gets cursed, but she's okay, she'll live, but they'll take care of her hopefully in the next episodes. They eventually destroy the corpse, the dragon corpse, and they go back down, they get payment, and said, oh yeah, we do have holy water, but not strong enough to get this curse. You go to a church in a big town, they'll take care of it for you. He's like, okay. And also forgot to mention there was actually an episode because Reptilia has a thing for the Shield Hero, and she's basically over time fallen in love with him. And they hang out in episode, I think it was episode 6, they hang out in a hot spring. Because of course they do. And we get a chance to see her almost completely naked for the first time in the series. No, we don't see any naughty bits. We do see her slate mark per se, but you can easily tell she's naked. And apparently Flo decides to basically spend time with the Shield Hero, which makes Reptilia jealous. This jealousy lasts for about a few episodes, but eventually she gets over it. Yeah, and this whole thing about them sharing a bed together, and well, that's the whole thing of the gem came around. But this, and of course, that's when the new came in, and apparently they decided to. Actually, it was not a new; it was another creature they just happened to come across, and because they captured it, they sold it for which is made for an offering, and they got paid handsomely for it. And the shield hero got basically a hammer out of it as a thank you for taking care of them. Yep, and well, that's all I can think of to happen these 4 episodes. A lot of it's pretty much montage stuff that basically shows progression of time, and basically the shield hero develops a reputation as a good trader. Though he intends to play off, he's like basically very money hungry. He really isn't. And well, it's a really good 7 episodes. And I gotta say, it's mostly intact from what I can tell from the light novel. Yeah. Oh, I almost forgot to mention there was an episode where they actually run into the Spear Hero, and he challenged him to a dragon race. Even though it's like dragon versus basically the Shield Hero's bird, and of course the Shield Hero. Now, the Spirit Hero, basically his companion, tries to cheat. And before the match, there were these people in Rose who show up, basically know about stuff that happened in the previous episodes. They're from a different country, and they know about stuff going on. There's this blue hair woman, I don't remember what her name is, but yeah, she shows up here and she gives a message because apparently Mind is on some investigation or something. So they have the race and the Shield Hero wins despite Mind's cheating. And the people there actually call into her cheating, and she gets away scot-free. And the thing is, he was there to be the lord of the town, but he was charging way too much of a tax. 50 silver coins. Like, per day. And the Shield Hero easily points out, though, and this, of course, is in Loot Town, that, yeah, it costs like 1 silver per night to stay here. 50 is way too much. That's basically almost like a full year's basically of staying here. And of course when we have the race, of course he loses, he leaves, and in exchange he gets the cart he has for the next few episodes, which he still has. I don't know if he still has it or not in the books because I'm only up to book 2. I'm sure he probably does because it's part of his business. It looks like a covered wagon from the American West. That's what it looks like to me. Of course, he has goods in the back. He transports people. Of course, it starts with transporting a guy who's trying to get this medicine to his mother. Okay, I want you to give me 1 silver coin give me when you're done. But doesn't give a silver coin, but he does give him some food, which some of you will help. And that's when they slowly wrap up the montage of various places. They transport goods, transport people. Because basically started become a businessman. First, he gets fun. Thanks to the one trader he helped transport, he got a bunch of connections, and he's become financially wealthy. But still, he has no place to basically call like his own base, whatever. Because in a lot of other series I've watched, where the main character becomes wealthy, he gets himself a house. In Konosuba, they get sort of like a mini mansion, like a normal Victorian era house. In the case of the series and on my smartphone, the main character of that series, Toya, he gets a big humongous mansion. Guys, what happens a lot. Now, what about Overlord? Well, he had his own place before he got there, so there's that. Cautious Hero, well, the Divine Realm. Yeah, but he never got a place, whatever he went to get, let's just say, trained. What about Saga Evil? Military transport around, basically she has on a base, so basically that's like not like medieval one. This is basically like sci-fi-ish. That's what Saga Evil is. But what about Izuran Hero's Dungeon? Well, they first have a base of a church, and they get a mansion later. Some of these characters do get mansions. A lot of them do, but not every one of them. But in the case of Raising a Shield Hero, the Shield Hero hasn't got his own base yet, like his own house. I'm sure eventually he might do that, but I have heard something that apparently he does get control of a village later. I don't know when that happens. That's what I've read, but I don't know when that happens. But it might happen later on in the books. I don't know. It could happen probably in the next couple books. Who knows? It depends upon how far I read into the books. I'm only planning on reading book 6 right now, but basically there won't be another one coming next for this anime review series. I'm going to read book 3 and 4, then I'm going to watch and then review episodes 9, well, in 2 separate videos, 9 to 21. Yeah, for some reason, book 4 covers 8 episodes for some reason. I don't know why, but it does. But I'll probably do that probably next week per se. Next video will probably go up today will probably be a review of One Piece, discussing the 4th arc of the series, Bastille. Yep, but see you next video. Bye.